In 1 Peter chapter 1-2, believers are chosen by the Father, sanctified by the Spirit, and sprinkled with Jesus' blood. Why does Peter describe salvation in this triadic structure? Skeptics, can you explain this without acknowledging the Trinity? The key passage, 1 Peter chapter 1-2. Peter writes, "According to the foreknowledge of God the Father in the sanctification of the Spirit, for obedience to Jesus Christ, and for sprinkling with his blood, may grace and peace be multiplied to you." Key points in this verse. God the Father chooses believers according to his foreknowledge, reflecting divine sovereignty. The Spirit sanctifies believers, setting them apart for holy living. Jesus Christ provides the atoning sacrifice through his blood, enabling obedience and reconciliation. Challenge to skeptics. Why does Peter describe salvation as a coordinated effort between the Father, Spirit, and Jesus? How can believers experience all three persons of the Godhead without affirming the Trinity? What does this triadic structure say about the nature of God? The Trinity in salvation. 1 Peter chapter 2 highlights the unique roles of the Trinity. The Father initiates salvation through his foreknowledge and calling, Romans 8:29. The Spirit sanctifies believers, empowering them to live in holiness, 2 Thessalonians 2:13. The Son, Jesus, atones for sin, enabling obedience through his sacrificial blood, Hebrews 9:14. This relational dynamic underscores the unity and distinction within the Godhead. Old Testament foreshadowing. Peter's triadic description aligns with Old Testament shadows of the Trinity. Genesis 1:26. Let us make man in our image, reflecting relational unity. Isaiah 63:7-10. The Father's love, the Spirit's presence, and the angel of his presence, Messiah, cooperate in Israel's redemption. Leviticus 16:15-16. The sprinkling of blood for atonement prefigures Jesus' sacrifice. These themes find their fulfillment in the New Testament revelation of the Trinity. Addressing common objections. The Trinity isn't in this verse. Response. While the term Trinity isn't used, the coordinated roles of the Father, Spirit, and Jesus clearly affirm their unity and distinction. The Spirit is just a force. Response. The Spirit actively sanctifies and sets believers apart, demonstrating personal agency and divine power. Jesus isn't God. Response. Peter elevates Jesus to the same level as the Father and Spirit, affirming his divine role in salvation and worship. Why this matters affirms the Trinity. 1 Peter chapter 1:2 showcases the distinct yet unified roles of the Father, Spirit, and Son in salvation. Clarifies salvation. This verse reveals the divine coordination necessary for the believer's redemption and sanctification. Challenges non-Trinitarians. The triadic structure defies interpretations that deny the relational unity of the Godhead. Call to action. 1 Peter 1:2 challenges us to recognize the triune God at work in salvation. Skeptics, how do you explain this verse without acknowledging the Trinity? Engage with us. What are your thoughts on the triadic structure of salvation in 1 Peter 1:2? Share your insights in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth explorations of Scripture and theology.